Welcome to Home Tutor. This is your personal teacher Nipandiman. So let's go to the topic. In 8th Standard Civics Chapter 1, the Indian Constitution, today we will be discussing Part 4, that is the Indian Constitution and the key features. So what are the main rules and regulations that are here in Indian Constitution? What are the main features of the Indian Constitution? Who had made it or framed it? This will be discussed in this topic. By the beginning of the 20th century, the international movements, struggles, satyagrahas became more active and struggled for the independence of India that was under the control of Britishers for several decades, that is from 1600. So from that time onwards itself, the nationalist or freedom strugglers has a clear imagination and well planning about the future of free India. They dreamed how a free India looks like. During the British rule, the people of India was forced to obey rules, whatever the consequences are. The people doesn't had any role in making the laws that were meant for them. Even though they have to obey that laws, however, that is if it is exploiting them or whether it is a good advantage for them. However, they have to follow and they have to obey the rules and regulations that were brought by the Britishers. India was a colonial state of Britain. So, what is a colonial state? When a powerful capitalist country exploits and takes advantage of a weak country and drains their wealth, that is the wealth of the weaker country, to more strengthening of the mother country. It is called as colonialism. Here India as a colony of Britain experienced an authoritarian rule, that is a form of government where strict obedience from the people to the authority of the state is required, and the citizens will have a limited amount of personal freedom here under the authoritarian rule. Here India has limited freedom under British authoritarian government, and this experience had groomed Indians that free India should be democratic, and that is the people of India were ready and they understood that while India became free, they require a democratic form of government that should be having, or everyone should be treated equally and they should be allowed to participate in the affair of government, that is either by representation like that. So after independence, it was a great work in front of the Indian leaders to set up a democratic government and to formulate certain rules and that would determine its functioning. So this was not done by a single person, but a group of around 300 people who became member of the Constituent Assembly in 1946. So Constituent Assembly is an association formed to frame the Constitution of India, and they met periodically of the next, that is for the next 3 years, to write and frame the Indian Constitution. Let's discuss this picture. In the photo, we can see Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in the front side. That is one of the prominent member of the Constituent Assembly. And he was the head of the Fundamental Rights Committee of Constitution. Because for each purpose, for each particular important rules, there was a committee and it had a head. So like for example, fundamental rights had a head, fundamental duties had a head, directive principles had a head, for making a flag there was a head. So for each and every committee there was a head. Likewise for the Fundamental Rights Committee, Vallabhbhai Patel was the head. Then the member of Constituent Assembly had extreme unity and they discussed and wrote Constitution in detail and took great effort of a common opinion about each rules and regulations through consensus. That is, consensus means common agreement. The members of the Constituent Assembly had a big task before them. India was a state made up of people who spoke different languages, belonged to different religion and varying cultures. Another issue is that the country was under great disturbance, confusion and uncertainty, that is turmoil, during the time when the constitution was being written. So during this time the country got divided into India and Pakistan. Some of the princely states remained as small kingdoms itself without joining to a single unified India, because India was ruled and shared by a lot of kings, kingdoms, and it was divided into different provinces. So finally, when India became independent, most of the kings, rulers, they willingly give up their country, that is their area, for the unification of India. But still, some of the kingdoms remain, that is, they just moved away from this unity and they stayed independent that time also. So making the country a whole, that is a united one, was really a hectic thing. So while the constitution was preparing, some of the kingdoms, they remained independent, and that was a major issue, one of the major issue facing by the leaders during the framing of constitution. And so the future of these kingdoms was undecided too. Again, this periodic changes while framing constitution, the socio-economic conditions of the people or the mass of people appeared depressive. All these issues were in the mind of the members of Constituent Assembly, that when they were drafting, they were sure that the people should get a constitution that reflects the actual culture and tradition, the diverse features, and by preserving the national unity. So they also laid emphasis on socio-economic reforms too. So these members of the Constituent Assembly were damn sure, they were definite that while they were giving a constitution to India, while they are submitting a constitution ourselves, the constitution of India should be perfect and it should be having a vision that reflects a respect for maintaining diversity while preserving the national unity. So in this picture you can see Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who is the father of Indian Constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, that is Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, is known as the father of the Indian Constitution. Actually, during when the members were selected for the Constituent Assembly, he was not participating. But after that, he thought that without participating in this, he cannot achieve certain rights for certain people. So what he did, Ambedkar, he participated in the Constituent Assembly for helping scheduled caste, for safeguarding their rights. So for that he participated in the drafting of constitution. So during that time, a strong caste discrimination prevailed in India. However, we know that there is a law that is no person shall be discriminated according to their caste, creed, religion, sex or anything. But you already know that in the top administrative positions during that time, the higher Hindu officers were in the, that is they were in the bureaucracy. So he know that even if there are certain laws for the scheduled caste, he fears that because they won't get any type of equality, because the caste Hindu officers are there in the administrative positions. So when the laws are there in their hand, but the administration is in the hand of these high class Hindus, he was sure that scheduled caste will be again treated as a special or a discriminative group. So in order to make more equality, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, he asked the people, he urged to scheduled caste people to study, to get educated, So when they become literate, they can participate in government and also in civil services. Thus, there will be an equality for them. For this purpose only, in the Constitution, special provisions, special rules are given for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe people. That is, a special percentage of reservation is given in each area of, that is, in job opportunity, in education, etc. These opportunities are gained by them only with the help of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So he is known as the father of Indian Constitution because he was the head of Constituent Assembly by which the Constitution is framed. So we are concluding this session part 6, and the continuation of this chapter will be on next videos. Please watch, like, share and subscribe to your friends too. And don't forget to click on the bell icon for continuous notification. Thank you. Bye. If you want to know more about the different classes we have done back, you have to go to the subscription, then click on the playlist. You will get each and every classes that I have done. Okay.